Can we do better when it comes to solving the homeless problem? In my special report, Unsheltered Truth, I take a look at that tonight. Lost chances, new hope. Doing okay, Pop, today?
Yeah,
It's Monday morning. Inside this homeless tent, I'm checking up on 70-year-old Pops.
oh man.
Just the day before, Pops was in pain, unable to get up from the ground. Pops, your feet are not in good shape.
No. They feel like blocks of wood.
Pop suffers from severe neuropathy. This morning, he feels better. His partner, Angela, is taking care of him.
He was just about ready to have something to eat. He wanted some of my cereal.
30 years ago, in my report on Portland's homeless, I documented a population constantly on the move. Meals, shelter, showers, social services scattered across the city. 30 years later, not much has changed.
You gotta go here, you gotta go there, you gotta go everywhere. I mean,
It would be nice to have one place that had everything there, wouldn't it?
everything, yeah.
And many felt this could have been that place, the never-used Wapato jail with more than 500 beds and space for not only food and shelter, but services like mental health evaluations, case management, medical and dental, job and life skills training.
All those in favor vote aye. Aye.
But last month, Multnomah County Commissioners rejected the idea, selling the building to a developer for commercial use.
It's too expensive. It's too far from services. There's no transportation. And the land use policies don't allow it.
And I heard everything from, well, it's too far out, we don't have transportation, it doesn't have access.
Greg Baker heads up Portland's Blanchet House. They've been feeding, housing, and rehabilitating lives for 70 years.
I saw Wapato as an economic development engine to address a major problem here, and people didn't want to do it. They made all kinds of excuses.
I do think it's feasible to create a staging area out there and breed collaboration and partnership.
Bill Russell runs Union Gospel Mission. He says Wapato could have mirrored Haven for Hope, the successful homeless program in San Antonio.
We don't have adequate staging areas to direct the homeless to. And so if Wapato can serve as that, I'm all for it.
The county did spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on this building, a former strip club, to house homeless families.
Good morning, everyone.
Rise, shine.
There were sanitary and structural problems. Part of the roof collapsed last fall. In February, the county helped relocate 110 parents and children to other shelters.
That's what upsets a lot of business people and people outside of government. They think that they're wasting opportunities for political reasons, and that's never good.
Local developer Homer Williams and his nonprofit Harbor of Hope lost their chance to turn Wapato into a homeless shelter. Then, a surprise. The new owner quickly sold his interest to another developer who offered Williams a lease to run Wapato as a shelter.
It's got everything you need. Kitchen, offices, for land where you could build transitional housing.
It wasn't Williams' first defeat. Last year, his idea to turn Terminal 1 at the Port of Portland into a centralized homeless shelter was rejected by city leaders. Williams kept pushing, calling on local business leaders to step up, and they did.
This is an ongoing problem, which is not going to be going away with just one building. So I'm committed to being around for the long term.
Last month, Columbia Sportswear CEO Tim Boyle donated $1.5 million to Harbor of Hope and a new homeless plan, a proposed shelter to be erected near the west end of the Broadway Bridge, a homeless navigation center for up to 120 people, all donated by local businesses.
The problem is so big that it's going to take an effort far above what the city is capable of doing. It doesn't have the money.
But it's not just lack of money. Local government leaders have always pushed permanent housing first over shelters.
Housing first. Everything's housing first. Yeah, realistically, you got a need for 25,000 units of housing every year. And you go to the development office or you go to City Hall and see if you can get it done. You can't get it done. You're not going to get anywhere near it. And so you're always running behind. Just look at it. You're going to be running behind.
The push behind Harbor of Hope: deal with the current crisis now.
And the reality of it is, job one, get these people in a safe place with a covered roof, with the proper medical care, with showers, with bathrooms, and with food.
But Williams warns of a new homeless population: aging baby boomers who are now finding themselves unable to afford housing. He envisions his Harbor of Hope shelters in local neighborhoods.
Every neighborhood is going to have a shelter. It needs to not fight it, but embrace it. And because they're going to have some of their old neighbors living there, frankly.
I'm checking back with Princess. Princess, it's Jeff again. How are you? A young homeless woman on a downtown sidewalk. She has fashioned a makeshift tent out of old umbrellas, silently watching as people and traffic go by. Greg Baker recalls a story about another young homeless woman.
She put all her belongings around her and she sat in the middle and she just started screaming. She screamed at the top of her lungs. People walked by that lady like no big deal. But the point is this: that young lady had a name. She had a family, somebody that cared for her. She needed to be placed somewhere where she could be taken care of. That is an unadulterated shame, in my opinion, that we allow that to happen. I'm telling you guys, we're missing the boat. And it's not just you or me, it's all of us. We're missing the boat.
A silent cry for help from a downtown sidewalk. That's the unsheltered truth. And you can go up to 11th and Columbia, and we all see it. Princess is still there. I think this is the third month. Going into the third month, she's going to be there. Also, Wapato, not a done deal on the homeless. I mean, the lease has been offered, but we still have to go through zoning, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
I think another interesting note, too, is Greg Baker in your story talked about, affordable housing. People like Princess can't just be put into a house.
They'll be on that list possibly for years, waiting for that to happen. Everyone knows that's the solution. But the reality is we need to deal and shelter these people immediately. We're in triage mode right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing Greg said is that Wapato was this economic development engine. What did he really mean by that?
He meant get these people reprocessed back into society, back into jobs. You know, Wapato had 16 acres out there. He said, you know, we could have job training. They'll be contributing back to the economy. That's what he meant by economic engine. We have much more on our website. You can follow all our stories there. And we also have extended interviews with homeless experts, including Israel Bear, who gives TED Talks on the homeless. He's fascinating. I want you to go there and see that. And we have pictures from some of the people we've met along the way. All that are Unsheltered Truth on coin.com. Now, tomorrow, I'm traveling to San Diego, and they are having tremendous success with the program down there that Harbor of Hope is kind of copying for Portland. Could it work here? The San Diego solution, that's tomorrow. And Jennifer, their tents are disappearing off the streets down there, and they had a major outbreak of hepatitis just last year. So they've declared war on the homeless situation. That's tomorrow at 5.